What's up? What's up? What's up, world? You are in tune to another edition of Marvelous Talk. Of course, with your usual suspects, we got our man Big Dane back in the house. What's up, Dane?
Hey man, to quote my man T'Challa, this never gets old.
And we got Big G in the crib. G, what's popping? What's popping?
What's cracking the Marvelous Talk? Let's get it in about this episode 2 of What If.
Man, listen, and I'm going to tell you, at first I thought I was just starving for content, you guys, but it's just really that good. But before we get into that, man, we're going to get into this. Let's get it started. And man, look, what if T'Challa was Starlord? Number 2. So, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, the Peggy Carter one was good. It took me to a whole bunch of different places. Dane, we had some theories that was formulating and popping and crack-a-lacking. Definitely, I know you got a hold to those and you were listening to those as well, man. But, dude, what if T'Challa was Starlord? First impressions, let's not get into the episode yet, but first impressions, like after you watched the whole thing, what was your first impression, Dane?
Man, well, first of all, I just have to say I was kind of melancholy. I was kind of sad, man. Hearing Chadwick's voice, knowing that he won't be our T'Challa, man, it's just, that's what my mind went, was like, man, hearing his voice and just knowing that this was the last of him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's what came to my mind. But overall, the storyline, the things that they kind of interwove from what we already have seen with what they did with this episode, man, it was ingenious, bro. So I just was like, apparently this is not the last of we're going to see him on What If. Apparently he has like 2 or 3 more segments in the shows to come. But man, it was a phenomenal episode, man. But like I said, it just made me miss Chadwick all the more.
Man, great take. G, man, what was your first impression? Without going into the episode, what was your first impression? At the end of it, how were you feeling?
I hit the rewind button instantaneously. After I watched it all the way through, my mind was blown. I thought I was back in the 1970s reading one of my classic What If comic books, and I hit the rewind button. And then after I watched it the second time, I was like, man, did I really see what I thought I saw? And I hit the rewind button again. And it's like, it's one of those classic shows or episodes or actually cartoons that like you could just watch over and over again because there was so much information about the alternate or the variant universe that we're experiencing right in front of our face. And keep in mind, Marvelous fans, this stuff is canon.
Yeah.
So we don't know what is going to come out of this and become the real deal.
Yeah, and just right off the rip, man, just going ahead and dealing with it right off the rip, saying what I'm saying. G got it right. It is canon, right? So I said this last week. If this is canon, this is a great way to bring Killmonger, who's Michael B. Jordan, into the role of Black Panther. It's a great way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Easy way to do it. You're easing them in. People who are following are going to be used to it. It's not, I mean, we with the introduction of multiple universes, it's not hard to make one of them be your A. You know what I'm saying? Being this is our universe. This is our A universe. This is our B. This is our C. But this one in the A, and bringing somebody from the B into the A to where we're watching it and appreciating it together. Now the episode starts with young T'Challa talking to his father, and definitely wants to go outside and explore. Doesn't sound off at all. Doesn't sound like, it's a normal child wanting to go out and see what's in the world. And he does. He figures out how to get outside of the bubble of Wakanda. And as he gets outside, of course, we know that Yondu and his whole crew were full of some misfits. They weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer.
They're the Ravagers, bro. They're the Ravagers.
Mm-hmm.
And being that they weren't the sharpest knife in the drawer, you definitely got different things out of them, right? You got different things out of them. Here's the crew that you got. Once they picked him up and he was like, why explore? Why do you want to just explore one world? Why don't you explore the whole universe? You got this whole crew, man. G, can you name everybody in this picture?
Nah, but I know that my man Yondu's voice was still played by the same character. And the guy that's all the way on the left that we actually found out is a Kree warrior from the Captain Marvel series. He had a total infatuation for T'Challa versus like trying to figure out who in the world Star-Lord actually was.
Yeah,
now,
and the Guardians. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now the guy next to him, which would be on y'all's left, my right, that's the cat that got the arrow at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then the guy all the way to the right is, what was his name, Dane?
Taserface.
Taserface. So they brought Taserface back to reprise his role. So,
and I'm gonna tell you, I was looking for Rocket Raccoon to laugh every time. Taserface. It was just horrible. It was horrible, man. And definitely, so you saw him at the beginning of the scene, same scene that we've seen at least 3-4 times. Him taking one of the Infinity Stones there on what's the Morag. There we go. On Morag, he copping the Infinity Stone as he copped it, but it's different this time. Why? Because he's doing good with everything that he got. He's not just taking it so that he could feed himself. He's actually taking it so he could do good. And with the love affair, the infatuation of the Kree warrior, who's played by my guy who played on Blood Diamond. You've seen him play on a lot of different movies. I forget his name, man.
Djimon Hounsou.
Great actor. I loved what they did with his character here on What If. I thought it was so dope.
Because it's a total different spin with like what G said when he first came across Starlord. Starlord was like, "Hey man, I'm Starlord." They're like, "Who?" But he's like totally going like crazy, like fan crazy over this
fanboy. Yeah.
And so that just shows you, like you said, he's doing good. He's almost like the Robin Hood of the galaxy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he did. He said it, the Robin Leach. But he said, "You the Robin Leach," and he was like, "No, Robin Hood." Robin Leach is a different dude. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And then so you see him, and they go ahead and they get the Infinity Stone. They go back to the ship. When they get back to the ship, there's a couple of characters here that really blow my mind. This one blows my mind. This picture right here is crazy because remember, in this dispensation, you don't have Peter Quill, right? So there are no Guardians.
Right.
Yeah. There are no Guardians. So you have my man Drax here as the bartender. Right. And Drax is still the same Drax, man. Like, let's take another picture because you look horrible in that. I look good, and it's basically to show my wife and my daughter. And get this, his wife and daughter are still alive. You know what I mean?
And T'Challa saved them.
Yeah.
T'Challa and the Ravagers fought for 6 days and hooked up with some other folks and saved his whole planet, man.
From who? We know who he saved them from because he's a part of the crew now. Thanos. Thanos is a part of the crew because remember, that was Drax's whole thing. Thanos killed my wife and my kid, right? So T'Challa was able to, within a strong argument, convince Thanos, "Hey man, your way that you're doing ain't right." And then the crazy thing about that is the genocide, the whole, oh man, it sounded like genocide. No, but it was
genocide.
It was efficient though. It sounded like genocide, but it was efficient though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's still salty about it. He's like, man, it could have been a good plan, but I gave in to it. But it still was a good plan.
You know what's amazing about this whole thing with the T'Challa, man. Because the whole drive is about what if, right? But the issue is, even though T'Challa never took the heart-shaped herb, even though he didn't necessarily grow up in Wakanda, all them leadership skills and tools and traits and everything that's inside of that dude is shining super bright now, man. He's still he's a king that don't want to be a king, that's walking around as a king, and everybody is falling in line and following him. And this dude is able to change everybody, man.
Absolutely. That was that line that the Watcher had at the very beginning. If you notice, I'm paraphrasing, but he said they can take you out of the world, but can they take the world out of you?
That's right, man.
It was already in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love that. And then, of course, you get a different look at somebody, man. I'm like, woo, hey, here we go.
Miss Blonde, Madonna of the Galaxy.
Yeah, she's a blondie now. She actually got hair.
Right. The only thing that was altered on her was her eye. Everything else, she's still her full body and everything and grown out hair. And the only thing that's mechanical is the part she covers up is her eye. Everything else, that's her body.
Nebula.
So Thanos never even got out on her, man.
But she still got issues with him. If you notice, she still
still have issues with him. Definitely still have issues. It's Gamora, in this whole thing, we never saw Gamora, but I guess we never saw Gamora because Thanos never killed her world, right? So
we're gonna see her. We're gonna see her. She's coming.
She's coming. She's coming. So get this: you've seen different versions of the people that we already know in different universes. So I need you to help me out. So Dane, with all we've gotten so far to this point, we're in the bar. He's talking to Nebula about the plan. Nebula's talking to him about this whole. With all of the characters that we've thus far, what was the biggest surprise for you?
The biggest surprise, as far as who they introduced, as far as the characters?
Yeah.
I would have to say Thanos, man. Just because you saw a totally different side of him. He's good. It's like you don't associate good in Thanos. he's a mad titan, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of addressed him as that title in there, but he's still good Thanos. That's not something you can see go hand in hand. So I think that's the one that tripped me out the biggest. Just the change in him and the fact that he was willing to accept T'Challa's plan to basically keep everybody here instead of dusting them. So for me, that was the biggest takeaway as far as who they introduced on the show.
Yeah. And at this point, from this point, G, we're at the ship. We're masterminding the plan, and you see, you're definitely here, and you see all of the characters that we see. Who was the biggest surprise for you? Who was the biggest surprise? Like, oh wow, look, there's this person.
Well, I definitely ride with Dame about Thanos. But I'm still, and I'm just telling you, I'm tripping out on how they was able to change T'Challa's character and morph him into a Starlord, but a leader, man. Peter Quill, the issue about Peter Quill is he's self-centered and he's selfish. Mm-hmm. So the what if about what is T'Challa was Starlord, now we're seeing a Starlord character that is about everybody else, and he's selfless versus being self-centered. He's about making sure that everybody else in the universe lives and thrives and has things accomplished, even to the point to where he's able to influence these ridiculously known villain characters in the Guardians and in all the Avengers movies, and now he got him eating out the palm of his hand. So I mean, I'm shocked about the Thanos issue, but man, the whole thing to see that the writing for that with Chadwick Boseman's character It's just unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
Hey, can I give y'all a little Easter egg of an article that I read
Go
from
ahead.
Variety? They said, and I can send y'all this article, but they basically said that Chadwick was so hyped about doing this series, What If, that he put a bug in Kevin Feige's ear about possibly taking some of what we saw in this movie, in this iteration of T'Challa, like my man is saying, and maybe somehow grafting it into Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
So, are they going to do that? I mean, we've already been saying it's setting the table for possible replacement to T'Challa, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it'd be curious to see whatever Chadwick influenced or asked them to look at, if they're going to consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think to answer my question that I asked you guys, to me, it was a collector. I mean,
absolutely.
He was totally like a martial artist guru, and had his body alterated, and I mean, he was a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
right,
wow,
dude.
Right, we just hadn't seen him at this point yet, but yeah.
Well, no, we had seen him because Nebula talked about the plan. She had talked about the plan, and she mentioned him in the plan. And when I saw him, I'm like, who that's supposed? That ain't the collector. The collector was skinny. You know,
this cat had Captain America's shield. He had Thor's hammer. He had the Dark Elf's knife, and he had what's her name? I can't think of Hela. He had Hela's necro sword. So I'm like, did he kill them all? I'm like, did he kill all these people?
I got a whole theory about this, man, but I ain't going there yet. But I'm telling you, I done figured it out. Believe me, I done rabbit holed it and figured it out.
So now here's where we're looking at it. We're looking at him. They're actually going to the collector and getting the plan. And here's where they're trying to get this one thing to kind of help feed the universe, right? And as they're going in without actually getting into this whole thing, because there's so much around it that I want to get to. They go. You see, like Dame said. They referred to Thanos as the Mad Titan because he got mad. You know what I mean? He got mad and he started fighting. But it was interesting to hear him talk about Damal and the group that ran with him. He was like, man, they bad. They cold. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I loved seeing the references to the people who ran together collectively. I loved seeing that. I loved seeing how they were tying our dispensation and our universe to this altar.
Yeah, Dame, I definitely feel that stuff that Mod is talking about, man. But I also like the fact of they rewrote the story, but they didn't write the story.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
By being able to rewrite the story, but not overkilling and overwriting the story.
Yeah.
I love that about the What If series, man, because without going into a lot of detail about it, do y'all realize that they took parts of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, parts of Guardians of the Galaxy, parts of Black Panther, parts of Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, and crammed it into 45 minutes?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm like, man, I feel that, man. I really
they're giving us what I'm calling brush strokes. They just stroke a little bit here, and it gets your attention here, but it doesn't take you off the main road that they try. But they get your attention here. It's like, look what we're doing here. Look what we're doing here. So it's very creative, man. Extremely creative writing.
Love it. And then of course the plan goes awry. And when the plan goes awry, you find out it was another plan the whole time. So here's the whole conclusion of it all. You got a chance to see Thanos fight his people. You got a chance to see, T'Challa find his people, and find his ship and find out that, definitely his people were still alive. You got a chance to see Yondu be Yondu, do some Yondu stuff. You know what I mean? So, all of, just like G pointed out, everybody's character is still the same. Only difference is T'Challa's a born leader. And he is being who T'Challa is, a king. You know what I mean? he's being a king. So everything in T'Challa changed everything around these people. So they still are remnants of themselves, but T'Challa as the leader made them different, right? So I think that is a highlight of this series, right? That's a highlight of this show for me, was that. Just seeing that. That right there kind of just blew me away because, you know, even when he said, you know, I don't know if should I kneel? What should I do? Lord, you know, he was like, it's not official. You know what I'm saying?
And who did that? Who did that?
That was the Kree dude.
No, that was I'm talking about where have we seen that before? When Rhodey was messing with David with Bruce Banner. It was like, man, you're supposed to kneel here, king, and then T'Challa, we don't do that here. Like, so we see
he was like, get up off your knees, get up. You know, we don't do that here. You know,
right? Definitely.
Hey, you know about the whole thing about Ebony Maw, Prox of Midnight, Corvus Glaive, and Call of Sibian is they still are evil, but they ain't. We don't know if they was Thanos' kids. Thanos made the reference like, I know them, I know about them, but now it appears like, are they working for the Collector, or who are they actually working for? And then they still are super evil, and the fact that they held their own against Thanos in that fight, man. Now I understand that Thanos didn't have no stones, which is whatever, but Thanos is an Eternal, with a deviant gene, and to see those 4 characters handle their business with him, oh man, that's still saying how powerful they actually were.
That's why they were his children. Because he adopted them to carry out his will. But like you said, now could it have been that maybe Tavon, the Collector, was he going to be the Thanos of this universe?
I ain't buying it though, Dame, not yet, because he got took out too fast.
Yeah, that's true.
If you Thanos and I think there's gonna be another big bad behind it. But we definitely see he's not this old, frail, weak man. This dude
but
got
I
access
don't think
to resources.
I think that the overall episodes are not joined together. So you're not gonna see a big bad.
I don't know, Mod.
I think so.
I don't know, Mod. Not from what I've heard.
So elaborate on that.
No, they're gonna team up. I mean, that's why I think they're introducing the Captain Carter, and there's a trailer out there. I don't remember where, but there's a trailer that, remember in the first Avengers movie when they did the spin around, right when they were fighting those aliens, they did the big. They show it in everything all the time when they talk about the Avengers, when they show them all kind of spinning around, getting in position to fight. There's a scene in one of the trailers like that with Captain Carter. I can't think who else, but they do a spin around with all of them together. So they're going to have a coming together moment where these main characters, I think, are going to come together to have to fight something really big. That's in one of the trailers, bro.
Yeah, I seen it.
I did see that, and because there's the old dead Captain America that was yelling at another Captain. So I remember seeing that. I get it, but do you really think that they're going to use somebody as a big bad?
Oh, without a doubt. I think it might be the guy that I don't want to ruin it that appeared at the end of this episode, trying to collect some ruins that he had dropped off at a planet. But you're talking
about Ego. We're definitely, like I said, we're not going to piece by piece these episodes because it's just too good. You got to go watch it. You got to go watch it. We're not going to piece by piece it. We want you guys to watch this, man. We're highlighting and brushstroking this whole episode, and we're going to continue to do that for the what ifs because there are things that we need to point out. I just feel like that you guys need to pay attention because something is going to stick. Something in these episodes is going to stick. Something, right? Yeah. And I feel that you're getting tiebacks to different references because they are tying in different movies and different, like, the first one they tied in the Avengers, right? They tied in Captain America, and there was one other movie that they tied in with
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay, yeah.
Iron Man,
so
yeah.
They tied in 3 movies there, and they did it again in this next one. So you're gonna see those tie-ins, and I agree. And because Dane pointed this out, there's got to be a group up somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's gonna be a group up, then at some point somebody's sticking.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Do y'all realize that if everything went the way it went with this, especially the way it ended with Ego coming and revealing himself to Peter Quill? See, in the iteration that we saw, Peter Quill was a guardian. He was the actual Starlord, and he fought against his father. If you think about it, he has no reason. He has no reason when his dad comes to fight against him. He's more like, I'm the son of a god. So whatever Ego's plan was, because I think that the Watcher even mentions it at the end, that universe probably ended. that his plan, where he, like G was saying, he was planting that all those little things, it actually took place because there was nobody to stop him.
Two Celestials teaming up.
Yep.
Hey, I got something else I got to point out too, man. I don't know, like I said, we brushstroking, right? Man, wasn't it a trip to see T'Challa's father alive, man?
Yeah, man.
Wasn't that
was
a
cool.
trip, man? And then to see that when he walks into like the throne room, because I tripped out about that whole space technology and how T'Challa was angry and upset at the fact about lying to him about Wakanda being destroyed. But when he found the technology and was like, hey, man, these Wakandans is so cold, they were sending spaceships out in the outer space trying to find that boy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they all, when you saw him walk into the throne room, and I didn't see Shuri in that Panther uniform, and I didn't see his daddy in that Panther uniform, I was like, uh-oh. Does that mean that he didn't fall out with his brother and his brother's the Panther? Does that mean that now the brother can pass it down to his son who is Killmonger? And Killmonger can become the Panther? I was like, oh man, here we go. Here we go, man. That whole scene blew me away. That scene, and there was one other one I'm gonna talk about in a minute, but those scenes was unbelievable.
Well, go ahead with the other one.
Man, the other scene, and this is my whole conspiracy theory why I keep trying to tell y'all Captain America is a quadruple agent, right? How in this timeline did Peggy Carter get the shield from Tony Stark with the Britain signal and signature on it? And then now, when you see the Collector pull the thing down, and he starts going with weapons, not only does that Joker got Captain America's shield, he's got Mjolnir. When was the last time you saw Cap, Shield, and Mjolnir together? And who had them? Steve Rogers at the end of Endgame trying to go back and put everything back. Steve Rogers is a quadruple agent, y'all.
He's a habitual line stepper.
He's a quadruple agent. Because where else? The Collector ain't that cold. He ain't got no stones. He don't have nothing. What does he got? I mean, T'Challa whooped him with no powers.
Yeah,
I mean, T'Challa beat him with no powers, man. So it's not like he's like the big bad, like you gotta be all. He whooped him.
He had the Ma old girl and the big guys, so he might not have no, he might not be that, but they cold though.
Right, but that's still, but I mean, you got to remember our impersonation or impression it's in our mind is that the big bad is like, you need everybody to hook up because you have no way to stop this thing, right?
Right.
And they, you had a couple little, we don't know necessarily what powers and stuff. You had Yondu, and all whatever else, but they still whooped the Collector. So now his thing was he had access to, all kind of stuff, including like the ebony blade. Man, are you serious? This is the thing that we're gonna see in Thor 4, because the God Butcher, that's his weapon.
Right.
That's his. So he had that too. So he whooped hella. Come on, man. Somebody is a quadruple. Either the Collector is working for Kang, or somebody is a triple agent. Somebody, I don't know.
Listen, I don't know, man. But I mean, Those are my theories. My theory is, I've already said it. Big G said his theory. Dave, you got any theory that came off that you, as you were watching it, you were like, oh.
Hey, no, what he said about Black Panther's dad, because I'm thinking in my mind, when we saw Black Panther's dad in the original movie, he wasn't the Black Panther then. T'Challa was the Black Panther. So somebody's the Black Panther, and we didn't get to see who it was.
Right.
So that had me wondering. I was like, man, who was the Panther?
Yeah.
They didn't even address that. So, yeah, man, that was something. That was good, G. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I saw his daddy. I'm like, his daddy, because his daddy is older now,
and we know the king.
He's still the king. But in the movie, if you ever read the graphic novel that led up to the Black Panther movie, when they did, it was 2 versions of Civil War, and then it led up to the Black Panther.
Right.
There was a mention in the graphic novel that he had passed that mantle on to T'Challa, but he was still king.
Right.
So somebody's the Black Panther.
And it ain't Shuri.
It ain't Shuri.
Right. So I'm hyped about that. I'm real hyped, but like you said, there's just so many Easter eggs, man.
Yeah, they had a lot.
Man, I mean, it was just so much.
It was. So you definitely got to go out and watch What If. What If T'Challa was Starlord? Got to watch it. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it now. Now, you guys, I'm getting really excited, man.
Man, you got a lot to be excited about, bro. I'm
getting so many people are telling, and I'm hearing the reports that this is the best Marvel movie that we're gonna see.
You stole my thunder. I was about to say that.
People are saying this is the best Marvel movie we're about to see, and I can't wait. And the people that are saying it are real Marvel heads, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, shout out to my man Starhead Goofy. His report on it was like, yo, it's the best thing you're gonna see. And I cannot wait for Shang-Chi. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I hope they're not overhyping it, man. But everything Yimby says they're not. You know what I'm saying? Just as like you said, we're just seeing too many consistent, aficionados on this, Marvel Cinematic Universe ride that's with us. That's saying it's like my man John Campy. I told y'all earlier, man. That's one dude I look up to. He does awesome content. He said his best, by far, his favorite movie of a comic book genre is Logan, which we know Logan was should have been nominated for an Oscar.
For sure.
But it just that not only the action, but just the acting itself. He's putting Shang-Chi right underneath it. That's number 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's some I mean, over Black Panther, over Infinity War, Infinity Game, Endgame. He's putting it next to Logan, man. I'm like, God, that's some big shoes.
And if you know Feige, man, and the whole Marvel people, even if the movie is boss, right? They'll tell the people that they let review it, like, hold back, don't really, just hold back, even though we know that we got a ballpark hit on it. So this ain't like Feige to be telling folks, hey, man, now don't tell nothing about the movie, but you can tell them it's off what you really think. So that's a whole new, we have never seen Marvel do anything like this before. So, I mean, in my mind, my favorite movie of all of them is the Black Panther. So if this thing comes in anywhere close to world building, introducing new characters, pulling stuff out of the hat, giving us mid-credit and post-credit stuff that's just going to be like, oh my God. If this thing is anything like that, oh man, I'm ready.
From what I'm hearing is that it's loaded with Easter eggs. Everybody's saying it's loaded with so many Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And that, to me, when you have a movie that's loaded with Easter eggs like that,
well, they're going to pay off. They're going to pay off a lot of things, especially with the Mandarin. That whole aspect of the Mandarin and him, being around when Tony Stark and all that. They're gonna pay off a lot of that. But then what I've also heard is how they're gonna show as they're going through Shang-Chi's arc, they're gonna show how everything is paralleling around all the other stuff that we've seen in the MCU.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see that he's been in the backdrop all along, but it's modern day. It's like we're not going back in time or anything. We might get a glimpse of something from the past, but it's very much a right now in the MCU. And so that's what I'm excited to see, man.
And the other thing that they were saying, I like the two actors. I forget their names, but both of them, I've seen them in multiple films, and they're really good. His mother, I've seen her in many kung fu flicks, and she is awesome as far as an action artist. She can go, right?
Yeah.
She was even in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah,
Definitely great actor. So I can't wait, man.
Dude, they say the martial arts are off the chain in this movie, y'all.
But listen to this. As far as Easter eggs, right? We done already seen Abomination, Wong, and what could possibly be Fing Fang Foom. We done already seen, and they put that stuff in the trailers. Yeah. So if they put that out there, can you imagine what's actually in the movie? Oh no. I'm ready. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. Ma, you ready for the oxygen? Ma, you ready for them oxygen tanks? And
I got my tickets.
and you got it already, Dane?
I got my tickets, man.
Man, I need oxygen tanks and tents. Let's do it.
I'm buying saran wrap and some foil, and I'm taking in me some. I'm definitely taking in me some Lysol wipes. I'm going on like a Tuesday in the morning before anybody go out. You know, I'm definitely getting in there.
Mark, why don't you go get you one of the monoclonal sprays all over your body before you go to the movie, man? Just let them spray you down. Just let them spray you down.
I'm getting in here. I'm going and set my just going and take care of my area, make sure it's clean. Sitting down with my mask and some glasses. It is on. It's the only way I can see it. I gotta see it. You know, I know that what's looking like is finna to happen is you're looking like you're finna get this stuff on Disney Plus as well. It's just looking like it's gonna happen, right? And they would be stupid not to. You know what I mean? They'd be stupid not to with everything happening the way that it is.
I don't think they are, man. To be honest with you. We'll see. But I think they've taken such a hit with Disney Plus and has put with all the lawsuits and stuff. So yeah, but I agree with you. I mean, if things don't start improving, they might not have too much of a choice. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, me and Maud worked out a theory, and Kevin Feige, if you're listening, come holler at me because I can show you how to make the money. Right? We talked about creating a Disney Premier Package Plus for like $199.99, and that buys you a year of content. So you get the movies at the crib the same day it premieres in the theater. You just give them the $200. Why not? I mean, they're already paying for $29.99, $199.99. You get, you get 3-4 movies a year, plus you get the TV shows. Hey, I tell you what, if I can afford it, I'm breaking that bread off and giving that $199.99.
I'm just saying, you and another person already is $40. And Lord don't get nothing to eat. Right? So if you get something to eat, it's $50. Mm-hmm. So that's $50 for one movie. Mm-hmm. If 3 Marvel movies come out in 1 year, you done paid that.
Right.
So it is what it is, And Big G, when he go to the movies, he already spending over. He's spending $150. He already dropping $150 just for one movie. Yeah. When you got kids and the whole family, it is what it is. And Dame, you too. You got a tribe. When you go to the movies, it's on. So, I mean, if you spend that once and you're keeping the family safe, it is what it is. So, hey, if y'all listening to Marvelous Talk, just give us credit. That's all we asking for. Give us the credit to say, hey, got this idea from Marvelous Talk. This is a good one. I would appreciate that. Give a shout out.
That's why I subscribe. That's why I subscribe to what's AMC's they Stubs program, man. Because you get 3, you can go see 3 movies a week.
Yeah,
for free. It's $30 for the month.
Yeah,
you can go see 3 movies, any 3 movies. So you want to see the same movie 3 times, it don't matter.
Yeah,
so me and my wife, we decided to do that a long time ago for date night. Now, have we taken advantage of it lately? No, but
right.
but hopefully soon. I'm being optimistic, man. Hopefully people start doing the right thing and we'll be able to get everything rolling again. That's my prayer.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I mean, we got business to take care of. But listen, we won't belabor the point. We definitely appreciate you guys for rocking with us on another Marvelous Talk. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe. And definitely we are live on Facebook Live. We are live on YouTube. And you'll catch us on Twitch as well. So definitely we have our content here. And for myself, Maud, Big G, you got any closing statements?
Nah, man. I'm just ready for next week and What If, because I don't know what I'm going to see. But I'm ready to see what if. What if.
And what about you, Dame? You got anything closed?
Hey, man. Buckle up. It's about to be good. I know we got several more episodes and they just keep getting better and better. So we gonna cover it here. I know that's much.
Yeah, man. And we like 2 weeks away from Shang-Chi.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, you know.
We 2 weeks away. I'm ready. And listen, that's another Marvelous Talk podcast. We out of here. Talk to you. Good night.